Okay, so tournament starts in like 2 to 7 minutes. I think I will do the deck tag before it starts, so can I fit this all on the screen? Kind of hard. Yeah, it works. Nice. Okay, yeah, seems to work. So, alright. Penny Dreadful Saturdays, regular Saturday evening tournament. And I'm playing the same deck as I did on last stream, but last stream was just one league game and I've changed the deck a bit. So basic idea is we're playing a deck with 12 artifact lands, and we're also playing both 4 copies of Persist and 4 copies of Trash for Treasure. So basically this means that we can reanimate artifacts very consistently if they're creatures. So we have like a package of a bunch of artifact creatures. Okay, I'll put them all here. This is not one. So we have 8 artifact creatures. Actually, we have Phyrexian Dragon Engine as well, I guess. 8 artifact creatures, we can persist these, we can trash for treasure these, and we can Duretti these. Colossus is kind of nice because it drains and also gives us some value if it dies. Riptide Gearlock is nice removal, and with double strike prowess it can deal quite a lot of damage as well. And then we have some one-offs like Magister Sphinx, which I think is nice because it's a 3-turn clock. Even if your opponent has blockers on the ground. Your Battlesphere kind of clogs up the board, and Platinum Empyrean is good against aggro. We have also 4 Tablets of Discovery. This card is pretty nice because you can play it turn 3, and then if you play the Goblin Engineer turn 2, you can immediately sack it, use its mana, and get something from your grave. And you also always get a free card with it, or you can mill like a reanimation target. We also have 4 Tormenting Voice. In the new Marvel set that already released, but that is going to be legal and Penny Dreadful, like part of it, in roughly a week. There's also a better version of this, but for now we are stuck playing Tormenting Voice. Basically just putting those 8, or like one of those 8 artifact creatures into the grave to reanimate later. Or on the same turn, I guess. Yeah, we have some Demonic Junkers. This is my newest edition. I didn't test this yet. But the idea is that we play all these artifact lands, so it should be relatively cheap. And it's also really good, or like pretty good, to reanimate with Duretti and Trash for Treasure. And yeah, that's basically the deck. We have some one-offs to tutor for with the Goblin Engineer. I think it's these 3, Brassestine Grinder, also just very solid in general. In the sideboard we have some more removals, some more tutor targets for both Engineer, to Treasure Treasure, and for to use its own ability. Yeah, and some removal in Chainsaw, Shock, and Lightning Axe. So yeah, that's the deck. I think it's pretty neat. So I think tournament should be starting pretty soon. Okay, so I immediately got the bye for the first round. That's pretty unlucky. Well, I guess in theory it's lucky because I'm like up a match already, but in this case it's pretty unlucky because I want to stream and I want to show the deck and show the games. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be watching other games or something. But yeah, this is kind of an unfortunate situation, especially in round 1. Also hasn't happened before on stream, so yeah, I guess I can look what I want to watch. I probably want to watch the Freeze Pop versus Violet Avi match, even though it is the only one that isn't ongoing already. It is how it is, I guess, and I don't know, maybe I can use the opportunity to talk some more garbage, or like talk about my expectations of what will come into the format on next Friday. Also, I'm not sure if my audio and everything is working correctly because I put some like noise suppression and noise gate on the microphone. I think it should be like I did some tests and it sounded fine, but they have like a fan right next to me, so because it's super hot in Germany right now. So yeah, I hope it all sounds fine, but yeah. Okay, so looks like Violet RV is still playing the Shadow Crimes type deck with Death Shadow and some crime enablers. Well, guess who pioneered that deck? It was me. And Freeze Pop is probably on the Is It Phoenix deck, which is kind of a misleading title since it doesn't run Arc like Phoenix since we don't have it, but it runs these other Phoenixes. Actually, what did the Brain Maggot take? Okay, Chain Lightning, yeah, makes sense. So yeah, event will be probably, or like, okay, we seem to be 11 players, so 4 rounds of Swiss followed by top 4 card. I think it's almost always that in recent times, because we rarely go under 8 players and we also pretty rarely go over 16. Yeah, so this Shadow Crimes with the Hex Parasite, the Shadow kind of combo. I think Violet Avi has been winning tournaments left and right with that deck, which is pretty cool to see. I haven't really played it too much this season, mainly because there's so much other cool stuff to be brewed and to be played. But yeah, I think it's still very cool. Okay, so apparently Freeze Pop is also playing Kiora the Rising Tide, which is an interesting card. I guess in this deck it makes sense, although yeah, usually I would prefer the new prepared card that is very similar. I think it's called Jatsi, Steward of Fate or something. It's like a 2/4, the same effect, but you have a prepared spell that is an X spell and make some tokens stapled onto it. I think that's usually better, but in this deck, since it's kind of aggressive, Kiora is probably better. Yeah, boom, double Death Shadow. And can potentially grow it to big heights. Damn, Is It mana is so bad that we need to be running Thran Portal. Yeah. Like, we got a lot of shocks and stuff this season and a lot of fast lands, but Is It is so popular in like standard that we didn't get any good lands besides the slow land for it, and the pain land, I guess. And the filter, but we have all the filters. You can't really run 4 filters in too many decks. Okay, so I guess at this point freeze pop needs to be jump blocking a lot. Although actually Violet Avi is just dead, right? They're dead to Bloodfeather Phoenix plus Inti. Because I don't think this deck runs many like kill spells, the Golgari deck. At least not in the main board. Yeah, so I think this should be lethal. Oh, okay, we have a main blade, main board Doomblade apparently. So that does change a lot. Wait, but why are we... Okay, so we're killing the Inti. So we probably have another one, right? Okay, we have an Assassin's Trophy as well. Which presumably hits... Yeah, it hits Bloodfeather Phoenix. The thing is, if we were playing to kill the Inti anyways, why didn't we do it before combat, right? Or like, in the beginning of combat phase. But yeah, this is probably just a win. Unless Freeze Flop has another blocker in hand. Or, well, a burn spell. I mean, they do probably run at least the Chain Lightnings, maybe some Shocks as well. Okay, we're looking for another burn spell. Okay, didn't find it, apparently. Or like, most likely. Yeah, okay, so they didn't find the burn spell. Which means they're dead. They're tapped out and... Okay, actually they're not dead, I'm just stupid. The shadow is obviously capped at, well, 11 in this case. So... They're gonna have to block with the Detector's Phoenix. But then they can just bestow it onto the Malcolm. Although actually... Oh yeah, and Violet Avi is on 2. So whatever hits them, they're dead. Yeah, no, I don't... Like, besides the removal spell, I don't really see how Violet is getting out of this. If they had a removal spell, they should have cast it on their turn, so because otherwise the opponent might have counter spells. So yeah, I don't think there are many outs for Violet Avi here. Oh yeah, I guess also bestowing onto the Inti they just played works, yeah. So Freeze Pop wins this first game. So they're sideboarding now, which means even more downtime for me. Well, it is how it is. Okay, actually, yeah, no, I think it doesn't make sense to run a league game right now. There's also not one open right now, so I was gonna have to wait for the second round. Yeah. I guess this means that unless I lose both rounds after this, I can at least be sure that I always still have a chance to make top 4. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to... Okay, the second round match in the second game of their match started this way. Yeah, I was kind of considering if it was worth it to like look at card hoard and look at what might be coming in with rotation, like the supplemental rotation. But as long as the only active chatters are the AI viewer spots. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I do be getting a lot of those. And I don't have like an auto mod, so I manually have to remove them. Yeah, so there's the Vatmir. This is the crime part of Shadow Crimes. Okay, so we're just removing each other's stuff here. Or like they're removing each other's stuff here in the game. The last ride can kind of be a card advantage engine though. So that's potentially nice. Also, I don't know why they made this a legendary, it's so unnecessary. I guess you can make this be your commander now. But not in this format, obviously. Yeah, but both of these decks are pretty interesting. The Phoenix deck is basically just like discard value, I suppose. Whereas the Shadow Crimes decks on the other side is, well, it's the Shadow deck, but it's like supposedly very aggressive, but it can also just be playing a more controlish game with like disfigures and removal spells, and those also trigger the crime payoffs like the Vatmir. But I guess Vatmir is the only crime payoff nowadays. Okay, we're hard casting Phoenixes. Okay, so I think they could have probably also bestowed this from hand, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, bestowing onto this thing and dice. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense since it doesn't exile and transform; it just transforms. So could have had. Oh no, it has defender. Never mind. I'm just stupid here. Yeah, I'm totally the kind of person to make this mistake of bestowing a detective Phoenix onto a thing in the eyes. But I mean, it loses defender eventually, so. Okay, so Disfigure hits the Phoenix. I'm not sure if that makes the situation better for Violet Avi, since Phoenix in the grave is not usually where you want it to be. Yeah, also, I'm just noticing Golgari mana this season is so incredibly good. We have Overgrown Tombs, we have the Verges, we have the Fast Land as well, the Slow Land if you want it. So yeah, kind of cool that we've been getting lots of cool lands for Penny Dreadful. Like, also it's kind of weird that we don't get like random uncommons and commons from new sets after one season, or to get shock lands. But yeah, the card order algorithm works in mysterious ways. But that's also just a discussion for a whole that could be held like an entire day or something, so I'm not gonna open that bag right here. Okay, so Violet Avi boarded in all the removal and also drew it. So yeah, currently Freeze Pop is up a game, if I'm not totally misremembering things. Okay, we're convoking something. Okay, Court of Calling for 2. Oh yeah, Scavenging Ooze makes a lot of sense here. It's both a threat and a way to get rid of the Phoenixes and other stuff in Freeze Pop's grave. So yeah, I mean, the stream will become more interesting once I actually get to play, I suppose. But yeah, for now, we'll watch this game, and it is pretty interesting. I do like both of these decks, as I already said. But yeah, obviously my deck is way cooler, right? Nah, I mean, that's obviously a subjective thing. But yeah, anyone who has ever had a look at my YouTube channel or stream probably has already recognized that I usually play rather unconventional and unpopular decks. Well, unpopular, I mean, I hope that my decks get popular, but usually they don't. Although it is not unheard of, notably. So yeah, seems like a pretty good situation for Violet Avi. They only have one card in hand, but they do have the last right to draw them into more cards and have lots of life to spend on the last right as well. And Freeze Pop is kind of struggling to stay alive here. Okay, so they concede, match is tied. So in a second they'll be going into game 3. Don't think sideboarding will take too long since I already did that once. Also yeah, thanks for the follow, Fork Puppy. Kind of late to be saying this since I saw the follow came in like 3 or so minutes ago or something. But yeah. To be honest, I don't really like the kind of streamers that always shout out every single follow they get. But since there's nothing else to do right now anyways, I thought I might as well. So I can check, okay, no, I can't check how many matches are still ongoing. Okay, I can check in the actual MTGO lobbies. So there's 3 matches still ongoing. 3 out of 5. Oh, actually, I didn't even see, but Violet Avi with the Shadow Crime deck is also on Lurrus, which makes sense. I think back when I played the deck, I also, well, back then we had Nature's Rhythm as well, so you could flashback or harmonize Nature's Rhythm to get like Sarah's Emissary, but people were already trying out to play Lurrus with the deck back then, and now it makes even more sense since we don't have Nature's Rhythm anymore. And there's not like a big thing you want to be tutoring with Call of Calling and the Invasion anyways. Okay, so game 3 started. Classic Mountain Ghost start for Freeze Pop. Though I don't think they run many 1-drops and like it doesn't really make sense to chain Lightning Phase in this matchup. Okay, we're once again starting with the NT. Damn. Okay, I even be getting suspicious Twitch DMs now. Okay. Yeah. Life of a streamer, I guess, but no. Not really. Okay, so Brain Maggot took a shock. Makes sense, otherwise it just dies to the shock. So Freeze Pop discarded Spell Fears, and they exiled. No, wait, what? They discarded an Inti, exiled as Spell Fears. Obviously, they can't play it. Also, I'm just noticing who on this earth actually DMs people on Twitch. Like, Especially when they're already streaming. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know, maybe this person that DM'd me is not a bot and they're a real viewer, blah blah blah, but yeah, I don't know. I deem that to be unlikely. So they had another shock to kill the brain maggot. But there's another brain maggot, okay. So they can retake the shock. Although I guess free swap can shock in response, yeah. So in this case it's just well, it results in the same, kind of. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense when you have Hex Parasite in hand, and that's like one of the best cards in the deck. Because it kind of just does everything. It commits crimes, it lowers your life total, it can even take off counters from creatures or from the invasion of Ixalan. Or is it that one? Well, the invasion that you play in the Shadow Crime stacks. Okay, so we're likely seeing an invasion for Death Shadow here, I would assume. Yeah, I mean, that's the main reason why you play the Tutors in the deck, since having lots of Tutors for both Hex Parasite and Death Shadow kind of makes it an A plus B combo that you can assemble rather easily. An invasion of... oh yeah, Invasion of Ikoria is what it's named. And this one is especially good in this deck, since with the big stack Shadow you can like attack it, or like even you can peel off counters with Hex Parasite, and then you can have make sure that your Death Shadow comes through and you damage to the opponent, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, it is unfortunately an unpleasant 39 degrees Celsius, I think it's called, where I live, which is probably over 100 Fahrenheit. I can't convert it in my head, but it should be. But it already came down a bit from like 42 degrees, so today was a really hot day. Which is why the deck I'm playing today is pure fire. Ah, just kidding. That was a very bad joke. Well, both players are down to like 12-13 minutes on their clock, so plenty of life. Well, plenty of time still left to win the game for either of them. Okay, they exile a Kiora, which is pretty good. We can play it this turn. Okay, but instead of playing Kiora, we're choosing to level up the Kellan. That does deal 8 damage. Okay, I guess if they have Chain Lightning in hand as their last card, then they win this match. Or they could just try to hit the Chain Lightning with the Kellan. No, wait, actually, did I? Oh yeah, that is what happened. And the Inti was what died. So, do they have it? Do they not have it? They don't have it. So, I guess Violet Avi can swing for a lot here. Not for lethal, but for a lot. But that is assuming that they have another blocker or removal for Kellan. They are kind of stuck on lands, it seems. Okay, the last ride It is a blocker that is pretty hard to move. Okay, they have more than enough blockers now. Oh, and they're going down to 1 life. To peel off 1 counter of the evasion of Ikoria. So I guess if Respop were to play Shocks, and they do in this deck, then this was a bit of a ambitious play, or like a very risky play, but yeah, I guess maybe it makes sense. Okay, they're attacking. I'm not sure why, since like Violet can just block with the creature and it's fine. Maybe Freezepop has like removal spell or something? Oh yeah, and the last ride makes this like a very kind of bad move anyways. Okay, but they have Price of Progress anyway, so this maneuver was totally totally unnecessary, but okay. Oh, wait, it makes it a draw. Damn. Okay, yeah, right, of course, because they also have lands in play. Okay, so I guess they're going to game 4 now. I have not seen that happen before, I guess. So they're like sideboarding again, I suppose. But yeah, none of these two players are playing like control decks, not even close. So they should be fine with the timers, 10 minutes and 12 minutes. Should be fine. Kind of weird that they're taking so long to sideboard, since it's literally game 4. But okay, it's not a Magic Online bug. Oh, I guess I can move the Exile Zone from there. But yeah, despite the very, very high amount of heat, the like tower fan that I have next to me kind of saves me from dying. Well, not literally, but at least it makes me able to stream and play and do stuff. Because otherwise I definitely wouldn't be able to. And I hope you can't hear it on the stream, I'm not sure. But yeah. Okay, turn 2 Kellen, turn 1 Kellen gets disfigured. Okay, once again we're seeing the last ride. I'm actually not sure if Violet plays multiple copies of it, since it's legendary and you have no way to discard additional copies in this deck. So looking at their deck lists, they're probably... Oh, actually they're playing 2 in the sideboard only, or at least they were in the last version of the deck. Not sure why, maybe against control, but I don't know. Maybe they just moved them to the main board as well. Okay, so Invasion of Ikoria for 1. Probably getting a Hex Parasite. Yep. But I think the last ride actually has crew 2, so unless they pay mana for it, they will not be able to just crew the last ride with the Hex Parasite. Okay, so creatures were played, and there's a shock that is aiming at a Hex Parasite. So I suppose Violet is considering like just dropping the life total here, which would make sense to make the last ride be alive, or any potential Death Shadows that they have in hand or that they want to tutor. Okay, so there's indeed a Death Shadow. Oops, I guess the noise gate didn't suppress that one. I'm drinking from the bottle. Well, so they have... Violet Abbey has another Hex Parasite, so I guess the shock was kind of not really too successful. Okay, so apparently we're planning to attack with the last ride. And probably once blocks are declared, drop the life total with Hex Parasite. Oh, hey Datrobino for the follow. Well, thanks for the follow. Oops. Yeah, as you might be able to see, I'm not currently playing since I got the bye in the first round, but yeah. And this is game 4. Because they somehow were able to, well, not somehow, they were able to force a draw with, like Freezepop was able to force a draw with Price of Progress in game 3. But yeah, Violet is flipping the invasion here, so... And since they have both the last ride and a Death Shadow, I do think that this gives them a pretty good chance of winning unless Freezepop has some piece of good removal. Well, I don't know. Well, I can look in there, at least in the last list they played, they were playing 8 basics and 22 lands in total, so 14 non-basics. Yeah, but Violet Abbey was on 1, Freezepop was on 6, and Freezepop had like 3 non-basics, so it was a draw, yeah. Oh, you mean in this game? But yeah, even if it is pop, well, I guess that does mean that Violet cannot go below 2 life or something. They probably also don't want to lose too much life either way, since Freezepop runs some burn. So yeah, I guess against burn kind of matchups, wait, who's winning here? Oh yeah, Freezepop can put them to 1, but not any further, it seems. Yeah, so it is lethal. Violet Ivy wins, 2-1, but it was a pretty close match, and all the matches, well, all the games were. So yeah, I think there's... Okay, this was obviously the last game, the last match too. It was literally 4 games, so that makes sense. So I guess I finally get to play some Magic. Yeah, this is the configuration that I'm running currently. Also, thanks Datro for help with the brewing, I suppose. I don't think I implemented any of your suggestions, but it was helpful anyways. But yeah, it's always like good to get some feedback from other people. I did kind of realize that Colossus might not be the best card, but I just kind of like this big chunker. It can drain. If you can loop it a bunch, then you can like get through like barricades of blockers, and also it's just kind of card advantage when it dies. But yeah, I'll have to play the deck some more to be able to evaluate it correctly. Alright, so I'm playing against Garcia Edu in round 2. So yeah, it would be kind of ironic if I just lose the next 2 matches here. Or like it would suck, to be totally honest, but I do think this deck has some potential. Like, it has a lot of like opportunities to go turn 2 or turn 3 persist or Treasure for Treasure for something big. And it has a lot of like grindy potential as well. It is pretty rough against like aggro decks, I think. And I did play against a lot of aggro decks recently. But we do have some sideboard options against that, like the Pinnacle Starcage, which does unfortunately exile our own lands as well, if they're artifacts. But yeah, we'll have to see. Bad news, it's Garcia, so it's almost certainly aggro. Yeah, that might be the case. Actually, I guess I can check what they've been playing on the PDM side. Yeah, they've been playing humans for a bunch of matches in a row. And humans is fine, like it's not the worst matchup. They have Cathar Commando in the main board most likely, which is dangerous. Also Practice Offense is a really dangerous card. Yeah, this might be a problem, but I'll fight it through. I'll try to win. Yeah, I mean pop matchups are crazy bad for me. I don't have any good answer for pop, I think. Besides like winning fast or like not having any blockers come through. I guess Platinum Empyrean and to some degree the Platinum Angel are answers for it, but I don't know, it's probably not a good matchup either way. So I guess I gotta ping them on Discord. Wait, what? Deflecting Paul? Do we have that in Penny Dreadful? We don't, right? There's no way. Or maybe we do. Yeah, we do. Okay, that's interesting. I did not know that. But yeah, obviously you can't really cast it with this mana. Like, there's enough problems already. Or whether not, like it's pretty easy to cast like the turn 2 discard spell that is 1 in the red consistently, but I don't think you can consistently cast a Boros spell that is white and red. Yeah, I had the same thought just now with an Intervention Pact. I do like Intervention Pact in general against pop, but yeah, there's just no way we're casting or like we are paying for the thing consistently. So yeah, I guess the best plan against them is just turn 2 Goblin Engineer, tutor the Platinum Empyrean into the graveyard, and then Treasure or Persist it. I guess if they're... But yeah, I mean, Garcia was most likely on humans anyway, so don't think humans are currently running red for Passive Progress anymore. But yeah, maybe Garcia just doesn't join. They have 8 more minutes. But yeah, Price of Progress is kind of the killer of all my brews, because I usually don't brew many single color brews, and I run a lot of colors very frequently. So yeah, red deck wins, kind of the gatekeeper of the format. Okay, and they are joining. So first match of the tournament for me. So I got the buy in round 1. I would like to play first. Actually, are they gonna show me a companion? Oh yeah, Lure is most likely, yeah. They're on like not the version that runs Adeline and stuff. So I can assume it's humans. This hand. Okay, I can go turn 2 Goblin Engineer, turn 2 Tablet into Dominating Voice potentially. Yeah, I think this hand is more than fine. It might not win necessarily, but it's close enough to try, of course. Start with the tap land. So turn 2, probably gonna go for Goblin Engineer for the Wrath, the Pinnacle Starcage. Okay, you can actually play Honorable Passage, which is mono-white, deflecting palm, but unfortunately that's not really anymore castable. I have no idea what the card does, but yeah, I'll look it up after the match maybe. But yeah, I think unless it's like only one colored pip, it's probably too hard to cast. Yeah, drew another Tormenting Voice. Yeah, plan still stands. So Goblin Engineer. For the Pinnacle Starcade. Oh, actually, I moved that to the sideboard. Dang. Oops. So, I guess my best bet is Perilous Snare to get rid of the champion next turn. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna bot that in. Yeah, the problem with the Starcade is it's just so bad against so much stuff because you exile your own lands with it. But yeah, it's necessary against matchups like white humans. Yeah, they're spamming humans here. Yeah, also, yeah, I don't run chain. I literally removed the chainsaw like as the last card I removed. I have it in the sideboard, but not in the main. Okay, but here I can go tablet into snare. Yeah. I can do that at instant speed. Maybe that will make them not block with something. Or not attack with something, but I do kind of... Unless they play hasty... Okay, actually I do have to do it now. So yeah, that exiles the champion. I do take 8 here. Okay, so I have... yeah, I guess Brave the Elements is... That is a valid thing to say, but... I don't think they run it in the main board, but yeah, it might have been worth it. Okay, so I have a current storm count of... Well, not a storm count. An affinity count of 2, so this is 5. If I play another tablet, I have some kind of... it costs 4. How do I do this? I probably want to play the Dragon Engine just as a blocker. I could also try to go for Tormenting Voice and try to draw land. That's kind of risky. So I suppose... yeah, the question is, am I taking a risk here? Oh yeah, I guess... okay, so outside assistance, I suppose, but I guess pitching the engine makes sense since I can reanimate it with the Goblin Engineer. And I can try to draw land. Yeah, that's actually the best play here. Probably. Okay, I do draw a tapped land. Ended already. Well, it's better than nothing. I will take 4 most likely. Also, I could reanimate it right now, but I have no 1-mana interaction in the main board. I don't think. Actually, let me look at my deck list again. Nope. No 1-mana interaction, only in the sideboard. So I guess we're doing that sorcery at instant speed. Yeah. Pass. Not attacking. So yeah, I will take 4 damage either way. Okay, Sword of the Pantheon is kind of whatever. Okay, seems like they're stuck on lands. Question is, okay, I probably don't discard my hand here. Although, okay, I gotta think. I will have 3 artifacts on board, so I will not be able to cast the Junker unless I draw another land. I can play Tablet, then I still can't cast it, so I do think I probably have to discard my hand here. No, I don't think it makes sense to not do that. Okay, let's hope for the good stuff. I mean, that's not super good, but it's fine. Yeah, missing a land drop is, or like them missing a land drop is pretty good for me. Down to 3 life. Another land. So I guess I can Goblin Engineer the tablet for another tablet for like a kind of card draw. But I would probably do that in their... Okay, actually, oh man, this is rough. Oof. I have to play the grinder, right? Try to draw something. Yeah, I do think I have to do that. Okay, and that was a nothing burger. Yeah. Okay, do I have any outs in my grave? No. Okay, so I'm just dead. Maybe I can, yeah. Unless they do a misplay, I'm dead. But I do think this matchup gets way better post-board because I have a lot of removal and stuff. But yeah, as you said, I would have had to do the tablet for tablet thing. Yeah, they win. But yeah, chances are I wouldn't have done anything else. Yeah. Okay, so I brought in all the removal. The Pinnacle Star Cage. Gear Hulks. Demonic Junker is a bit slow, to be honest, but it's probably removal, so it's better than nothing. Colossus goes out, Sphinx goes out, Battlesphere is fine. Battleship is also fine. The Ready is too slow. Tablet is kind of too slow, to be honest. And yeah, question is Empyrean good enough? Probably. And then the last card I brought out, probably like yeah, Phyrexian Dragon Engine. I mean, it's a good blocker at least. So I can cut 1 Tormenting Voice, maybe 2. Although I do need kind of 1 card advantage engine to do with Goblin Engineer in the deck. So currently I have 9 reanimation targets, or 10 reanimation targets, which is too many. Riptide Gearhulk is solid, but I guess the others are better. Yeah, and then I am going to put in the Brass's Tunnel Grinder just so I have some card advantage engine that I can do with Goblin Engineer. Yeah, I think this is fine. As I said, I do think this gets way better post-board. And yeah, they could have like the Sanctifying Wreck, but I can kill it with the Star Cage and I guess with the Junker as well, which I do think I kept 2 of them in. No, all 3 actually. Okay. So this hand... Okay, this hand is perfect. It casts a Trash for Treasure for Riptide Gearhawk turn 3. I won't be able to cast the turn 1 shock. So start with Treasure Vault, then go Glimmer Void, then Spare of Industry most likely. Okay, they have a champion turn 1 again. So if they have a turn 2 Sanctifier, then it would be pretty bad. Okay, they have a Kythian instead. And a Dauntless Bodyguard. That doesn't do anything against the Riptide Gearhawk, fortunately enough. So I could consider playing Persist instead of Trash for Treasure here. And it probably makes sense since it blocks the same anyways. And then I can play the... Well... Okay, maybe I want to play the shock here. Yeah, probably. Otherwise they might be able to give the Kythian indestructible or something. But yeah, Gearhawk with double strike is a good blocker in this matchup. And now I have some more time to look for more removal and win conditions. Okay, they play nothing, not even a land. I'll start with Tormenting Voice for the Gearhawk. Two more lands. Oh well. It's kind of unfortunate, but it's also fine. In this case, I'm not gonna attack. Oh yeah, Cathar Commando makes sense. You'll be helping me out in the chat a lot. I'm not even sure if that's like totally allowed for Magic Online rules, but I think Aspiring Spike and others do the same. Yeah, I don't think they have anything else with Flash. I guess if they have Cathar Commando, it makes more sense to attack. But not really, since otherwise you can attack and then activate it. So I won't attack. But yeah, I can Trash for Treasure the thing next turn as well. And remove some other thing they have then. Yeah, problem with this... Yeah, okay, it is exactly as you said. The problem with this deck is you have to run all the 12 artifact lands, and then if you don't run like 12 other lands, you have way too few colored sources. So we do have to run like 24-ish lands, which is a lot for a deck that runs like... It's pretty low to the ground, kind of. I mean, you do sometimes want to hardcast stuff, but... Okay, I have 2 artifact lands. I can play a third, and then I can play the Junker. That would be more damage to me than if I play a Riptide Gearhawk. Or a Cataclysmic even. Although this thing has protection on multicolored anyways. But yeah, I think Riptide Gearhawk makes probably more sense. Yeah. Because then I can just do the Junker next turn and kill the Soldier or something else. So this will cost 4 right now, yeah. Okay, here comes the champion they put into their deck. And another Dauntless. They can attack with this one for 2 damage. Okay, Phyrexian Dragon Engine is pretty good. Okay, so if I go Citadel into Engine, I will have 4 artifact lands. So, well, 4 artifacts in, no, 5 artifacts in total, so it will cost 2. So it works out. Damn, people are joining the game to watch instead of the stream. Maybe I should rename myself on MTGO to like Tom Sonic U, and then in brackets, streaming always or something. Well, I won't, but it's an interesting thought. I don't think you can actually rename yourself on Magic Online, and I wouldn't do it anyways. So I do think I won't attack with the Gearhulk. I probably just kind of try to stall the game until I find something to kind of win the game with. Okay, they have champion on the parish sector with the bodyguard. Yeah, so I can't choose a champion unless I want the Dauntless to die. But yeah, I can also start making Mirrodin tokens starting next turn, potentially. It looks like they have nothing. Okay, I get a Gearhulk. I can actually cast that. Yeah. Like it's pretty hard to cast the Gearhulk with this deck, but sometimes it's possible. So in that case, I can attack with a Riptide Gearhulk for 4 damage. Okay, I guess attacking with the Phyrexian Dragon Engine might have made more sense, I don't know. Okay, another Cathar Commando, makes sense. Yeah, swinging with both, I could see that, but also I'm not in a rush, right? Like I'm on a way to win this game, so, and I have the Mirrodin to like take over the game in the slow run, so I think it makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna crew in response, of course. Okay, yeah, that is true. I always forget about the Lures. But also, like, it will take them... They would need another land, then they would have to take the Lures into hand, then they would have to play the Lures. So it is a valid concern, I suppose. But yeah. Yeah, with this I can... Okay, I would destroy the Junker if I play this right now. So it's not worth it. This has crew 2, right. Yeah, but I don't see myself swinging here yet, to be totally honest. Like, I don't think I'm in that much of a rush that I need to start aggressively swinging and taking damage. Especially since they might have, like, practice defense or other annoying stuff. Yeah, Thalia's pretty whatever. And also the Mirrodin tokens can start crewing the Demonic Junker soon. And for the worst case, I do have the Cataclysmic Gearhulk to clear the board. I'm not sure what exactly they're thinking about right now. Probably just... yeah, okay. Okay, another Treasure Vault. Okay, so if I play Gearhulk, they will have to sacrifice 2 creatures. And I will have to be able to choose an artifact and a creature. So yeah, I don't know. I could also maybe like crew the Junker, attack for 12, then play the Cataclysmic. Maybe that makes sense. No, actually, if I crew it, then I can't really do it. So I don't think it makes sense. Yeah, I will wait one more turn. Yeah. Keeping the Treasure Vault in my hand so that I can potentially discard it to Tormenting Voice. Although actually I bought 2 of them out and don't have any more in the deck, so I guess I can discard it to Brass's Stunning Grinder if I draw one. So plan is, if they take with everything, I make a Mirrodin token, then I crew the Junker and block. If they don't, then... no, actually the Treasure Vault won't die to Cataclysmic since it says from among the non-land permanents they control. So I won't have to sacrifice my lands for this anyways. Yeah, this is different to the Pinnacle Star Cage, because the Star Cage does not say non-land, so Pinnacle Star Cage does exile your lands. But Cataclysmic, interestingly, doesn't hit your lands. Or at least it shouldn't. Maybe Magic Online is bug and it still does, but at least according to the wording, I think it shouldn't hit the non-lands. It shouldn't hit the lands. Damn, I think there's a lot of people... okay, this doesn't work, but a lot of people joining the match in the client to watch. They should be joining my stream instead, damn. Okay. So they probably have another Cathar Commando, or nothing. Another land, so I do think I probably want to go Cataclysmic here. Yeah. Oh, actually I gotta crew this first. Yeah, so I'm going all in here. Theoretically, I mean, I could be playing like Shrapnel Blast, right? So I would block if I were them, clearly. Okay, and now time for the Cataclysmic. Okay, so I choose Cataclysmic and the Riptide. So why can I choose other stuff? I'm not sure. Okay, I have to choose the exact right amount. They probably choose the Thalia, I would assume. Also, this is sacrifice, right? So the Dauntless Bodyguards don't do anything. Okay, and they concede. So we go into game 3. Yeah, so I do think this worked pretty well. Obviously, on the draw, it's gonna be tougher. But yeah, I don't think I should board anything else. So yeah, just gonna submit it. Actually, maybe I take out the grinder and put in another Gearhulk or something. I do kind of have to gamble in this matchup, I assume. Okay, this hand has a lot of removal. Or well, 2 removal pieces, 4 lands, Tormenting Voice. No discard fodder, but I think it's fine. I go the Power Depot into Spire of Industry. It does cost me a land for each mana I make with it. Card mana. So if they go... I mean, I also have Lightning Axe. So even if they go Champion of the Parish into double creature, then I can still kill it. Okay. Yeah, I draw a Goblin Engineer, which is interesting. I don't have a reanimation spell yet. So I do think the plan is probably just Spire of Industry into Shock next turn. Kythian is a good turn 1 play, and I do have to remove that. I could also see a point for going Goblin Engineer turn 2 into like Tutor for Pinnacle Starcage. Although that would kill 2 of my lands turn 3. So it kind of depends on what they play here. With Luminarch, I probably just Shock. Yeah. I do think Shock makes the most sense here. We'll take 2 more damage from the Luminarch. Okay, Sanctifier does change my plans with the Engineer, perhaps. Well, not really. So it would be great if I could get a discard piece here, like something to discard. But I am just gonna Lightning Axe plus Goblin Engineer. So I think I choose the Platinum X Empyrean. I can't choose anything that is black or red. Although honestly, Cataclysmic Gearhawk is probably better. Yeah, I think Cataclysmic Gearhawk is probably the best choice here. It blocks the Sanctifying deck. And it has more permanent value. Like, value that stays even if they remove my thing. I guess... no, Extinguisher Battleship wouldn't work with Persist. So yeah, it is a Gearhawk. And then I will Axe on my turn. Okay, yeah, okay, they can sacrifice the thing, but that's fine. Okay, not sure why they are playing creatures, if I have kind of telegraphed that I put a Gearhawk in my grave. But I mean, maybe they think I don't have a way to get it back. I could block here, but I don't think it makes too much sense. We can go to 8. Okay, and here comes the Persist. So they probably keep the Sanctifier, I would assume. But yeah, this is exactly the matchup that the Cataclysmic Gearhawk is made for. Oh well, it's the reason I put it in the deck. Okay, they do choose the Luminarch, which also kind of makes sense. Yeah, I will keep up mana so I can sack the power depot for a power depot and use a modular on the Gear Hulk to favorably block. This won't cost me life, but that's fine. Okay, they don't attack anyways. Yeah, no, then it's not worth doing. Another land. Yes, I do try to get more gas going here. The Riptide Gearhulk I won't be able to cast unless I draw another... Actually, I can sack the Dark Citadel, okay. So I can attack with this, I can still do the Power Depot switcheroo thing. They block. Oh yeah, I should have done the switcheroo thing anyways. Yeah, in this case I do have to block. Yeah, I kind of have to play faster now. Okay, they play Lurrus. That is a big problem. They can deal 6 damage to me potentially, but let's say I don't even have another bodyguard. I do think I need to get rid of the Lurrus as soon as possible. Yeah, I mean, there's no way I'd choose anything else here. Okay, they sack. Oh yeah, they can replay it. Oh man. So if I can Power Depot the Riptide Gearhulk and then hope I draw a land for the Empyrean. So this is like the first time in my life that I've actually wished to draw an 8th land. Come on. Give me a land. Okay, Demonic Junker is not a land. So I'm probably dead, right? Yeah, I'm dead. Well, I can try. I can try to kill the Luminarch. I don't know. It's not good. Yeah. So. They can attack right now 4 and I can block one, but they're gonna play more humans, at least one more human. Which row their champions. If they have 2 humans, I'm dead. Okay, they have Thought Commander. I'm dead anyways. Oh man, how unfortunate. Yeah, it's 9 damage. Well, it is how it is. Very, very close match. If I had another land, I could play Empyrean, but they could have just killed it with a Cathar Commando anyways. Well, good games. I already reported. I already have another match against Freeze Pop up. Damn, it's so hot and my opponent's got me sweating more. Alright, currently 1-1. The one match I won was a bye. So I do need to win all remaining 2 matches of Swiss to make top 4. Whew, that was intense. Yeah, I'm not sure if I made any like glaring mistakes. Yeah, I did make the mistake of not doing the switcheroo thing with the modular lands, just so I can like grow the Cataclysmic Gearhulk in the same speed that they grew the Luminarch Aspirant. Okay, so for now just waiting for Freeze Pop to join the match. So we watched Freeze Pop in round 1 when I had the bye. So I know that they're on Is It Phoenix? That might actually be a bit of a tough matchup since they have a lot of flyers and I don't have a lot of stuff with reach or flying. So I'm gonna have to be kind of play the beat down here. They can also give stuff haste with the Phoenix. Okay, let's go. I go first. Okay, starting hand is a rare case of no playable lands. So it's a mulligan. Then I get only 1 land, also mulligan. Okay, but this hand looks fantastic. I can turn 3 Thrash for Treasure anyway, anything I want. Obviously only good if they don't keep up Counterspell. Okay, I probably want to go for Mere Battlesphere here, actually, since that's the best, like, beatdown creature in this case. And also a bunch of blockers. Okay, the Shock's and the Engineer, which is fine. Okay, and they cast an Inti, which is good for me. Because then I can trash for treasure. Yeah, I assume this Mere Battlesphere is gonna take over the game. Don't think they run mainboard artifact removal. Okay, they just concede. Alright, so that was a fast game one. I am gonna look up what deck they last played in the league. So they probably have some Spell Pierces, they have 4 Price of Progress, and then Invert Polarity as well. Kites and Larcenist. So a lot of stuff that is solid against me, but no direct artifact removal. Alright. So Shock and Axe are surely good. Chainsaw as well. I do think Palantir is probably good here, because they are kind of slow. Yeah, the thing is, I don't think... Yeah, they do have ways to kill Platinum Empyreans and stuff like that. I mean, 1 Empyrean is probably still good. Sphinx is a flyer, so it might be useful. Colossus is very bad here. Do they run mainboard counters? No, they don't. So the ready is probably still fine, but I need to... It's probably too slow. Maybe 1 if I end up with space. Tormenting Voice I can cut at least 1. And then Junker is, I don't know, it's kind of whatever. So right now I only have 6 reanimatables. I do think I need more. Platinum Angel might be fine. I don't know, they can remove it. But yeah, maybe this is just fine. We do have Goblin Engineer to tutor stuff to the grave anyways. Alright, after this very fast game 1, let's see if we can do the same speed game 2. So this hand doesn't have that, but it has turn 1 Shock potentially into turn 2 Goblin Engineer into turn 3 Tablet, which is as best of a as good of a curve as we can get. Okay, Shivan Reef pass. I'm probably gonna shock in the Blood Crypt anyways, just in case that they do play the turn 2 creature like Inti or Kellen or something. Not at instant speed, but on their turn. Although I am obviously telegraphing that here. Okay, they don't play anything. Okay, now I do have the Treasure thing. So I'd probably go for Mere Battlesphere again, honestly. They might now have Spell Pierce. But they're not doing a lot this far and they have removal in my hand. So yeah, Battlesphere seems like the best target still. Actually, I didn't have this card in my previous version of the deck at all. I do think if they keep up mana, I won't play the Treasure, just to play around Spell Pierces. They just got another Malcolm. They shock my Engineer, which is fine. They do have Spell Pierce up. Yeah, I will play Tablet and then maybe shock. Okay, they Spell Pierce that, which might be a waste of a Spell Pierce, but sure, maybe they have multiple. And it's also just a tempo play on their side, I guess. They discard a Bloodfeather Phoenix. Okay, this is my chance to get the Battlesphere. So I could go Tablet into Treasure, but I think it's better to play land, Treasure for Mere Battlesphere. Then I have 5 lands, so this will cost 2. 5 artifacts. So I couldn't play it anyways. But then I can still shock, right? And I do want to shock the Malcolm. Alright. So this costs 2, yeah, I can play it. But I can shock the Malcolm. But if they manage to play 4 spells now somehow, then I'm kind of toast. But there's like literally no way to do that. And they're not even drawing lands. So the way for them to win this is probably Price of Progress. Which is why I'm probably not even playing the 4th land here. I I can actually destroy one of my mirrors as well. Okay, otherwise this deals a good 7 plus 3 damage. Yeah, no, there's no reason to. So they're going down to 3. And I don't think they can come back from this. Not even with double price of progress. Which would literally kill them. Alright, that was a pretty fast match. So I am 2-1. I do need to win the 4th round. But yeah, that was pretty nice. I am gonna put a game on screen and then leave for a few minutes to breathe some fresh air and stuff. I guess we haven't seen either of these players yet. Oh, what are they playing? They're probably mono black something versus mono red something. Alright. Oh, actually I can... Nope, not this one. Not this one. Huh. I thought I had like a scene somewhere where I could put a countdown on the stream. Yeah, actually I gotta try to set that up first. Okay, actually I will just do this thing. Okay. I'll be right back in like 5 minutes. Enjoy the match that you see on the screen, and I'll be back when, yeah, 5 minutes. Alright, and I'm back. So I think that was exactly 5 minutes. Okay, maybe 6 or 7 minutes, I don't know. Looks like there's two matches still ongoing. Actually, we can watch this one. Okay, Auriok Champion. So it seems like another mono-white humans variant versus a mono-red aggro variant. Yeah, these decks are kind of just rampant. It's a bit annoying. People aren't really being creative right now. Yeah, unfortunately I cannot check the record of the match, since Magic Online doesn't allow it, and the PD bot that usually is used for that is not online, I think. Oh, and also, yeah, the mono-red player seems to have the Inti-Lelia like synergy thing going on. Oh wait, I still got the... I'm stupid. Oops. Not AFK anymore, obviously. Yeah. Protection from red and from black is good against mono-red, of course. And so is in the life gain. Okay, destroying the Inti does make a lot of sense here though, as it does give trample, which is the only way that the mono-red player can get through to the two Auric champions here. And I do think this is the last match still ongoing, yeah. Okay, but they can get another Inti anyways. Damn, now they got 3 creatures with protection from rats, so... I mean... like, trample still works, but also, like, they're gonna gain so much life, the mono-white player, so... I don't know, seems like a rough battle for the mono-red player. Oh yeah, actually, and Stromkirk Noble can't be booked by humans, so I guess that will go through every single turn, since the opponent is on humans. But yeah, also buffing all of the other humans Now even Trample won't really do too much damage. So maybe the plan is to just like attack with Stormcube Noble each turn and grow it? And then Lelia also did some damage every turn, so this could still go either way. Oh, but Sword of Fire, nice. Wait, what? Protection from red and blue. That's... I mean, with Trample? It's kind of cool. Oh, and this is a way to deal colorless damage to the protection from red creatures. This is actually really interesting. Okay, so they do triple block, but not more. Wait, but why did no damage go through? Did they not just... Wait, what? Am I missing something? Inti does give trample. Oh, but it has protection from red, so they can't target it with the red ability. Damn, what a match. Okay, but this is just lethal, right? Yeah. Brave the Elements, obviously good against mono red. Okay, so Roboton wins the match 2-1, meaning we can go to round 4, where I will probably play against aggro again and lose. We don't know yet. But maybe, just maybe, I can make top 4. That would be very cool. Okay, seems like the new round is up. Yeah, I'm up against the Roboton. So, mono white. Again. So I guess I get a chance now to redeem myself and show that this deck can win against mono white humans. I'm not sure if they were on Lurist though. Yeah, Brave the Elements might be a problem. They have that in the sideboard at least. Well, we'll see. So yeah, round 4, kind of the win and in. If I win this, I make top 4. If I don't, I don't. I did win the last round pretty fast, but it was against a rather slow deck. I guess I didn't draw fantastically. Although, I don't know. I don't think I had the Goblin Engineer into Persist / Treasure on any of the games of the Humans match, but I'm not sure. I might be talking trash here. So for now, still waiting. Actually, I can see if they maybe put up a game as well. But they didn't. Okay, but they joined. Okay. So, win and in. Round 4. Against humans on the draw. Just the downside. I'm pretty unfavored game 1 anyways, I think. I might have to mulligan aggressively. Defense on the hand, obviously. Yeah, this is not keepable against this deck. Does nothing. They are on Lurus. This hand has only 1 land, so I can't keep it either. Classical 5 lands into 1 land. This hand has 2 lands, one of which I can't play. Oh man, what a headache. If I draw 1 artifact land, however, I can go turn 2 Tormenting Voice into turn 3 Treasure, the Riptide Gearhawk, but also, what a headache. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to keep it. It's terrible either way, but I have no choice. I can't really go down to 4. And I have 2 draws for a land. And if it's one of the untapped artifact lands, then it's very good. Tablet is not really good draw. The thing is, if I don't draw an artifact land, then I won't be able to play anything. Okay, maybe I should play the Glimmerbird anyways then. And now I can't even cast Tormenting Voice, yeah. So the game is over already. Yeah, this game is super over. They had the absolute nut draw. Well, kind of at least. Yeah, okay, I can just concede here. So yeah, maybe I should have mounted to 4, I don't know. Same sideboarding as against Mono White Humans the first time. So basically all the value cards go out. All the expensive cards as well. So I think this is like the most defensive I can get. And the idea is I win with like big creatures. No card advantage engine or nothing, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, seems fine. Let's hope this won't be my last game for tonight. I mean, yeah, sideboarding is always... like, there's never a totally correct way to sideboard. You could see keeping in the Phyrexian Dragon engine, for example, as like a good blocker that is also a value engine, but also it seems too slow. So they would have probably the Oriok Champions and the Saintfarer in Vex, both of which are not a huge problem, but not to be underestimated either. This hand is crazy good. It has turn 2 Goblin Engineer into turn 3 Trash for Treasure. So I guess this fails if they specifically have Thalia turn 2. Then I'll just do it turn 4. So I could use... okay, so I could go for the Battleship or the Mere Battlesphere, which makes sense. Platinum Empyrean, maybe. I think actually Mere Battlesphere maybe might make the most sense. Although, I don't know, it's kind of tough. Yeah, I think the Battlesphere is probably the best. Since even if they have the Artifact Destroyer, then it just let something stay. And I can even block with the Goblin Engineer if they don't have the humans buffer. Okay, well these two will look very silly against my Mere Battlesphere. Unless of course they have the... I always forget its name, but like the 2-mana human that buffs all the other humans. Then I guess it's fine for them. And Basri can also just make blockers, I guess. But also the nice thing is, even if they remove the Battlesphere, I can just get it back with Trash for Treasure. So I do think this game should be in the bag. Yeah, this kind of looks like they have the thing. Yep, they do have the Cathar Commando. So in this case I can just attack with all 4 mirrors, since I can Then sack 1 to get the Battlesphere back. Oh, actually I can't. I don't... Oh yeah, I can. I do have plenty of artifacts. So I can deal 7 to them with the Battlesphere next turn. Also notably, the Battlesphere tokens cannot be like circumvented with Brave the Elements. Okay, Thalia's and Tenant, yeah, that's the one I was mentioning earlier. Oh, another one. And I even get a Persist. Very nice. So I will probably not attack. Dealing 7 with the Battlesphere is kind of tempting though. But nah, I can't do it. I guess I could persist Goblin Engineer. It actually kind of makes sense. But what would I even get? I can go for lethal next turn if I go for the Star Cage. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the potential lethal. So, yeah. Your Star Cage exiles other creatures and does exile some of my lands, but that wouldn't be relevant. And I can just do this after I attack with the Battlesphere. It will get my tokens. Unless you have instant speed removal, should be fine. Okay, they concede. So, game 3, the deciding game of the evening. I do still believe in this configuration. So I'm gonna submit again. Yeah, Cathar Commando and Thalia are the most dangerous pieces in their deck, I guess. Alright, time for the potentially final game of the evening. And maybe if I win, I'll be here for a few more games. So this has 1 land. Can't keep it. This has 2 land, but nothing to play, a lot of big stuff, so I have to mulligan it as well. Okay, and this is good. Oh no, this is actually terrible too, because it doesn't have an artifact land. Oh man, but if I draw an artifact land, or I draw the Blood Crypt, then I win. Or I have a good chance to win. So I think I'm gonna keep it in the blind. It's super risky, but I have 2 kind of 3 draws for one of these 14 lands. Come on. Yes, perfect. We're so back. Okay, Thalia is annoying, but doesn't stop me. Even got another persist. So I'll probably get Cataclysmic Gearhulk here. I could also get... Actually, Pinnacle Starcage might be safer. But also Cataclysmic Gearhulk is just a good thing to persist. I could just get the Star Cage with the Goblin Engineer itself, but if they kill it, then it won't work. So Gearhulk seems good. Yeah, Star Cage, the Pinnacle Star Cage would be too dangerous, because if they kill the Goblin Engineer, then I'm just dead. And this way they would need to exile the Gearhulk somehow for me to be dead. Not gonna block, as they're gonna die anyways. Or like one of them is gonna die. They take lures into hand, which makes sense, given that they know what I'm gonna do. They will only have to sacrifice one creature, of course. I would have to sacrifice nothing, though. Yeah, this is quite a solid turn 3, I think. I can attack with the Engineer here, it's kind of free. But also it kind of doesn't change things, so... might be safer to hold it back. Only 1 damage. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe in some situations it would have been better to just get the mere Battle Sphere. Okay, well, here's the Star Cage. I can't play it this turn though. Since I only have 3 lands and it costs me 4 with the Thalia. I can potentially get it back with Goblin Engineer though. Yeah, sure, let's try. Need a red untapped land. Okay, of course I don't get it. But unless I have Brave the Elements, I think I should not die. I can still do the thing next turn. They can get something with lures here. But yeah, this is gonna be a tight match, I assume. They take with everything. What might they have? So I guess it's this and take 6. Actually, if they have removal, then it would have been better to block the Thalia, I guess. Okay, but I can do the thing. Actually, I can do that instant speed. Although it might be more worth it to play the Power Depot afterwards. Huh. Yeah, otherwise if they animate the land, I have a problem. So I think I have to do it at instant speed. Gearhulk is Vigilance, so I attack with it, of course. Yeah, the Cave of the Frost Giant Dragon, I can kill that with a Star Cage, potentially. Yeah, I do think the Star Cage will hit the cave if they animate it. kind of flooded. I kind of need an answer for the cave though. And for the lures. Okay, yep, I have to do it. Get back the Star Cage. I guess I can even use the Party Pose what is it called? Modular ability. So I guess you can replay one of these now. You play another one from hand, so they're hellbent. Yeah, the Cave of the Frost Dragon kind of concerns me though. Yeah, I'm actually just dead, right? So I can... No, the Demonic Junker can't destroy artifacts. Also, it costs 5 right now. If I play this, it costs 4, still too much. I have no way to get Empyrean into play. Yeah, this looks bad. Yeah, I don't see any out, to be honest. If I go Glimmervoid, Treasure the land, sack the Star Cage, I can get the Goblin Engineer back, I can put a Platinum Empyrean into the grave. But I won't have any mana anymore. I have no way to blink the Gearhulk or anything. I guess I attack, and if they kill it, I can treasure it. But that's unrealistic. Yeah, they don't block. Still costs 5, yep. Well, I guess this is the end of it. Very unfortunate. Yeah, this wins in the game. Alright, yeah, it's a difficult matchup against humans. Maybe I played it wrong, I'm not sure. Well, and the game is lost. Too bad. So this means I'm 2-2. That means I'm out. At least I get a chance to end the stream here. So if you're still watching, I hope you had fun. I think this deck is still very cool. But yeah, aggro is strong against it. And yeah, I don't know, maybe I should play like Sweltering Suns in the sideboard or something instead of the Shocks or something. I don't know. It's hard. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of the day and see you in the next one.